Alright, guys, if you grew up in the 2000s, you should know exactly what film is behind me. But if you don't, it's called Underworld. Came out in 2003, it's rated R, it's 2 hours and 1 minute. Now, if you are into vampires, if you are into werewolves, this film is for you. The cast is extensive. We have Kate Beckinsale as Celine. We have Scott Speedman as Michael. We have Michael Sheen as Lucian. We have Shane Brawley as Craven. We have Bill Nighy as Victor. And we even have a cameo from Wentworth Miller as Dr. Adam. Now, the whole film is about a war between the vampires and the werewolves. It's been going on for centuries. And Celine is in the center of it. She's a vampire. To her knowledge, werewolves should be extinct. And the whole, we get smashed right into the action. She's actually, when the film starts, she's on this perch, and it's downpouring. And she ends up encountering some werewolves. And so she goes after and starts, trying to save them from from hurting the humans. And, it just, this film is amazing. The action is perfect. The casting is spot on. Now, Kate Beckinsale, without this, there's a couple installments after this, and one of them she's not even in. That one flopped in the box office because she wasn't in it. And I understand 100%. Kate Beckinsale is Celine. Throughout this whole film, she doesn't trust Craven. She only trusts Victor. And Victor is ultimately the vampire that turned her. And, she finds out that the werewolves are after Michael. And she ends up kind of falling in love with Michael. But it's just just the way that the film is done, the way that the action is done. Craven is so focused on making Celine his wife. And she's like, I don't want you. You're fucking ugly, basically. And she's trying to figure out, why do the werewolves keep coming back? If, because according to her, Lucian should have been dead. Craven should have killed Lucian. So she's like, something's off. And so she ends up awakening Victor, when actually it's supposed to be Marcus's turn to reign, not Victor. And after that, all shit hits the fan. We got killings galore. We got bullets everywhere. We have so much drama. It's insane. But I'm not going to give away too much because just watching it is amazing. You sit here and we fight all the time when it comes down to the monsters. Vampires, werewolves. Which is the best of the species? Which is the best of the movies? Where can we get true origins? I feel like Underworld did it very well. One didn't overpower the other. It was just more of who had the upper hand at the time. The transformations are kind of spotty. It's interesting, but remember, it's 2003, so they didn't have all the CGI that they do now. But, if you haven't seen this, I highly suggest you give it a watch. IMDb gave it a 7.0 out of 10. When they do that, it's worth the watch. I give it a 5 out of 5, because, like I said, there aren't many films that can portray both vampire and werewolf as well as they did. And actually, in this film, they don't even call them werewolves; they call them lycans, which is actually what they're really called. So, sadly, there is no place to watch this unless if you buy it off Amazon or you rent it. But give it a watch. Let me know what you think, because I think that this film should be talked about a lot more than it has been. There are 5 total movies in the franchise. So, obviously, the box office revenue was good enough for a decade.